Today News Update.
This is your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Wednesday, June 22. So glad you could join us. We get started with news that St. Joseph residents are overjoyed that major roadworks will get underway in the parish from next week. On Tuesday, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Transport and Works Cynthia Bradshaw revealed that the long-awaited Scotland District Road Rehabilitation Project is all set to go. The $256.6 million project is being financed by the Export-Import Bank of China and will be executed by China National Complete Import and Export Corporation Limited, Complant. When a team from Barbados Today visited Vaughan's Road No. 1 this afternoon, Phyllis Cumberbatch said the road repairs were long in coming.
My house has been slipping since between 2005-2007. Yeah, I went to rural development. A lot of people come check the road, ask me if I want to move. Yes, okay, then can get back to me. Since 2002, it's like 20 years and nobody ain't get back to me yet. So honestly, I can't move myself. And as you see, I like my little spot because I can do my little garden and farming and help support myself. I'm medically unfit, but I can still put in a little something that I can help feed myself and my family, you know. But it would be really nice if something is done, and soon.
Her neighbour, Gabrielle Avely, who has lived in the community for over 50 years, says it's the right move.
Right now, there's only one road, one entry in, and most of the time, being by so much traffic coming in and out, and the potholes pop up, then it's only patches, right? And because of the land slippage and thing, and St. Joseph is a coral, well, Barbados is coral island really, but St. Joseph have a lot of little caves and a lot of springs all through. So, and then by most of the big trees cut out the church yard, it actually give way to the, make it easier for the land to slip.
Another resident, Noreen, is also giving the project thumbs up, but she wants government to maintain the roads after the repairs are completed.
Coming down from Farley Hill, they're beautiful, but with the rain in now, I would like to ask the government, right, to continue the work. Don't wait to get to control again. You understand? Control the work now. When you see the bush and the grass getting a quarter way up, send the workers and let them go back and keep it. And it will keep Barbados beautiful. But if you wait till the place get to control, you understand?
Yet another local charity says it's under pressure to keep up with growing demands for help in the face of the rising cost of living. Director General of the Red Cross, Daniel Toppin, says there's been a notable rise in calls from members of the public to access its Meals on Wheels and pantry programs.
We've had new requests from individuals to be placed on the Meals on Wheels service, which is something new. So you have people calling in and asking if they can be placed on the Meals on Wheels service. I mean, so far, it's not a huge influx of people who've made that request, but that doesn't typically happen. So there's still something to monitor and see. The other side is that we've had direct requests from people who are asking for food. So we would have given a lot of support, food hampers during COVID, post-COVID. And the thought would be that now we would have kind of be easing out of that period. But of course now we have, another factor in the thing of, availability of food and the prices. So yeah, we are seeing increasing demand for the services, and of course then a reduction in donations being made to the organization. So our capacity to actually meet those needs and take on additional people into the programs, we've had to tell people no, that we don't offer food at this point.
Toppin welcomes government's new plan to support over 1,000 vulnerable families and 200 families with disabled members. But she wants government and other charities to streamline their operations to ensure those who need the assistance most benefit.
There is a dire need for a food bank. So while I think those things are very important, some source of ongoing, food supplies even to bring some level of agency so people can, we've spoken a lot about growing our own, but these are things beyond just providing cash assistance for families. I think we're moving into a time when we also have to really focus on how we can give people the fish, so that not just give them the fish, but teach them to fish, So it goes, I think, now beyond just speaking about the need for home-based gardens and growing your own food, to really investing in that type of support, not just with seeds, but really in terms of promoting it as a way of life.
The final member of the Constitution Review Commission was sworn in today. Professor Cynthia Barragels, who will serve as secretary to the commission, was sworn in at State House this morning. The commission, which is charged with reforming the island's constitution, will begin its work on Friday. Over 600 students from the island schools will participate in the Crop Over 2022 Signia Globe Junior Masquerade Project in association with Burger King, Pine Hill Dairy and Sunshine Snacks. At today's launch at the George Lamon Primary School, Andrea Wells, the Chief Cultural Officer for the National Cultural Foundation, explained that because of the COVID-19 pandemic, this year's Junior Kadooment could not be held safely. She said the annual Masquerade Project will take place with local artists assisting students in the exercise.
This year, when we were tasked with reconceptualizing Crop Over in a late COVID environment, we felt that it would have been irresponsible for us to put on a junior Kadooment competition that would have brought so many young people together in one space. However, because of the success that we've seen over multiple years of the training programs in the schools, we felt we needed to continue that. But the kids wouldn't just create and design a band, they get to parade their bands, but within their school compound. Each school was tasked with recruiting at least 50 children from their school student body. And it was conceptualized that the last week of the school term, they would have a day that they would have their own school masquerade, and their audience will be the other kids in the school. We would have encouraged each of them to explore with the children one of 4 themes: Barbados, the new republic, issues related to climate change, examining the theme of national identity, and also looking at the theme of tolerance and diversity.
Regional and international news coming up after this short break.
Pure oxygen is way more than just water. We infuse pristine water with over 1 billion tiny oxygen bubbles using our state-of-the-art process. The benefits of additional oxygen are huge, from strengthening your immune system to increasing energy levels, stamina, and sports performance. And that's not all. It also improves skin health, helps you sleep better, and reduces stress. Join the movement of people experiencing the benefits of pure oxygen. It's not hype, it's science.
To regional news, in Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of Trade and Industry Paula Gopiskun says the 33% rise in flour prices is only temporary. She assured the government is actively looking for solutions. Mahalia Joseph Wharton of TTT News has more.
Minister of Trade and Industry Paula Gopiskun said the increase as announced by national flour mills and Nutrimix is beyond their control and is due to supply chain issues brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, increased prices in freight and shipping rate, adverse weather conditions and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine.
Let me say that the price of wheat is not within our control and is symptomatic of the ongoing global food crisis. It should be noted that there are no duties, there are no taxes attached to wheat imports. And this government has also been proactive during fiscal 2022 to the zero rating of basic food items and the suspension of the CET on basic food items.
She said both of this country's producers of flour have committed to adjusting prices downward in line with future market conditions.
On the international scene, rescue workers in eastern Afghanistan are scrambling to reach survivors after the deadliest earthquake in decades struck a remote border region. At least 1,000 people have been killed and hundreds are trapped on the rubble.
Burying their dead. Families in Afghanistan's Barmal district prepare the final resting place for their loved ones. More than 1,000 people have been killed by a powerful earthquake. the worst to hit the country in 20 years. The damage is extensive. For many, the loss is immeasurable.
It
has destroyed the houses of our neighbors. When we arrived, there were many dead and wounded. They sent us to the hospital. I also saw many dead bodies.
Nearby, desperate families use their hands and anything they can find to search for survivors. Delivering aid to affected areas is challenging.
We are facing some difficulties. We've had some unseasonal rain in the last few days, and we know already that there are landslides that are blocking some roads, so that is certainly going to hamper efforts.
Hundreds of people are injured in the provinces of Patkia and Khost, where access to hospitals and medicine is limited. People in these remote regions near the border with Pakistan are still struggling to recover from the war. And now, another tragedy. Most aid agencies and international support organizations pulled out of Afghanistan when the Taliban took control in August last year. An economic crisis was already fueling a humanitarian catastrophe.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. Sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Medium bus terminals as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.